Hi. On this episode, it's part two of the long-term Bridget drums follow-up. So, continuing, I said I was going to continue off with the 16-inch drum. And so, here we go. 16-inch drum. It's popped in my videos here and there. It's also the most traveled drum that I currently have. And it's because literally I take it everywhere with me outside of the home with regards to just getting out into the public and whatnot. So often when I'm playing in public and I'm just out practicing, whether it's at the beach or downtown or Nathan Phillips Square, you're usually going to find this being the bar on that I usually will play, along with my other frame drums and stuff like the DAF and my tar. So how's the long-term update on this been? Well, I did say that there was some battle scarring, so I'm going to show you. But first of all, the skin, look at this shine. That is a beaten smooth skin. There you go. And I will typically play it in only one direction up. So the spine straight down. I usually have the little logo facing up because that just happens to be where I sort of found the sweetest spot for my playing. So it has been continuously played in this particular position. Okay, so what do we got? Lots of hits on the rim. Lots of sort of, there you go. Quite a lot of click damage. And it's not even damage, it's just stuff that got on there. Markings on the skin. The paint has, I don't know if you can really see it. There are a few nicks here and there. It's fairly well traveled. Focus. See if I can get this thing to focus. Yeah, that's about, there we go. You can see it. And again, other stuff that's been sitting on the inside. Same sort of wear and tear on the powder coat. Some smudging. And a fairly shiny center. So there you go. How has the sound progressed? Well, I haven't changed anything on it. I've left this drum completely untaped, and it's come along quite nicely. It's all smooth all over the place. So let's see if I can get you a little bit of a sound bite. Nice. Some Glen stuff, very thin tipper here. yeah, there's a lot of good on this thing. It has a boxier sound, and I specifically did not want to tape the head on this so that the drum remains boxy sounding. It doesn't go toom so much, but rather more of a poof sort of a sound. And I like that, especially for the percussive playing style I sometimes like to do. And it's more of a percussive style that I'll usually play on like the TR head, and I'll definitely play on this. So in a weird way, I've turned this more into I've left it as a more percussive drum, and the 18-inch has been more of a tonal drum. And this is my favorite sound on it. So it would be taking my hand, cupping the back, and leaving an airspace. That's my favorite sound on this drum. Right there, right there. Has a nice mid-range in the overtone if you want to do the whole Ronan O'Snody thing. You're rolling it and yeah, it's nice. I mainly don't use bundle tippers on this drum. They have to be heavier. Or like this one, my little dragon tongue one here where it has the hollow center. Like that's it. Listen to that. That's a different sound. Pull this up a bit. Yeah. Heavier. Kind of funky. But it's not a tone drum. This thing is way more for a real percussive sound, heavier tippers on it, and it's actually got more of a boxy sound than the other ones. It also smells of smoke because it was also at the campfire. So, yeah, I've left it as it is. This thing is battle scarred. It's been well traveled. It's been all over Toronto and basically parts of Ontario. Like the others, I took the bar out of the back. How is everything stood up wise? It's basically like the 18-inch, except it just has way more travel. This is a drum I normally let other people also play if they've never seen one of these before. So I'm like, here, try it out. So I hand them the smaller drum because a lot of people tend to find that the smaller drum is easier to play. I'll pick up the 18-inch or something like that, and we'll have like a little impromptu lesson, for whatever, and just sort of have some fun going over the basics of it. And it's a great drum to teach basics on because it's so raw. So yeah, that is doing well. It sits often as a drum that I will either play mainly outside. It has been to a few flaws, and it's turned really, really good sessions and has contributed well to good sessions. Maybe part of it's due to my playing. I think part of it has to do with just being unique. A lot of people show up with very taped off drums. This just has such a unique sound. So again, that's why I never bothered to tape it. I wanted it pretty much as the maker intended it. So yeah, good overall review. It's seen so much in the better part of this year, especially in the April and May floodings in Toronto. It's seen a lot. So yeah, there you go. So far, very satisfying, very hardy drum. and even found pictures of it on Google searches of Toronto, or I've been looking up Bodhrán players in Toronto, and literally people pop up, and this drum's popped up where people have posted images on there and have actually have me taking pictures with them. So that's really cool. If I can find the pictures, I'll ask the original people if I can cross post them with their permission. So I'll put it up if possible. So how cool is that? So yeah, the last one that I'll be doing is going to be the 18-inch drum. And at the moment, it's sitting over here on top of the case. Sorry, the 20-inch we're doing, not the 18-inch. Sitting with the 18-inch. That's coming up. And I have a very different story for this one because it doesn't get used as a Bodhrán. It gets used as a tar. So that'll be coming up. See you next time.